Haven't missed the final since 2004, and with emerging champions like DCE, they're not done with this year either. It's been tough, but men like Kieran Foran and Jamie Lyon, the veteran, they don't mind that. Tonight, Souths with their twin towers up front, and of course their future immortal at the back. They'll do their best to sink the home side's hopes. And it's fitting that we feature GI. Round 22 is Indigenous round, and Brookvale being entertained by the Warada dance group as the NRL celebrates the contribution Indigenous athletes have made to the game. And the NRL is also supporting the R for Recognised movement, which is pushing for the 40,000-year history of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to be recognised in the Australian Constitution. You'll see the R on the 40-metre lines at games this weekend. You'll see the R on the referee, and it's also a little bit about eradicating racism. So look out for that this weekend as we welcome you to Friday Night Football. We've got Brett Finch and Andrew Johns on the panel, and Brett, the Indigenous athletes have made a great contribution to this game. It's a lot richer for them.
Oh, without a doubt, they're fantastic athletes, so much skill, and they just do it with so much ease. I look at some of my favourites over the time: Kenny Nagus, Justin Hodges, Will Chambers, but Greg Inglis, the guy we just mentioned, he sits at the top of my list. And not only great athletes, but what they've done for the community. Greg himself is a fantastic role model for the Indigenous community and young Indigenous kids all around Australia. It's the game's such richer for having these guys in.
There's so much to look forward to in this game. It's a game that has a lot of impact for both sides, Andrew.
Yeah, Manly found form last week, hammered the Broncos, and if you look at the Rabbits, this sort of game, Inglis will really want to stand up. And Glenn Stewart comes back to Fortress Brookvale, first time he's been back since he left the club last year. I'm sure he'll get a warm reception from the crowd. Don't know about from the players, but champion for Manly over the years, Glenn Stewart.
As we look through the Manly team card, what can you put your finger on it? Why the big win over Brisbane all of a sudden?
I think they're getting players back from injury. A lot of people say it was the announcement of the coach, Geoff Toovey, not being at the club next year, and it's a lot settled. But I just think they're getting players back. And the back line for the Seagulls, players like Cherry Evans and Foran, Maddai, Lyon, Brett Stewart. It's a superstar backline. As long as their forwards do their job, led by the young bull at Jake Trebojevic, then they're a huge chance. I think they'll win and win well tonight.
Joey, you're with them every week, and there's a lot of hype surrounding both the Trebojevic brothers. He just looks like he's settled so easy into the first grade game, and he looks just taking on a leadership role, and every week he just gets better and better, young Jake.
So strong, and for a front row, he's only 21. He'll lead the way tonight, play big minutes, and with interchange being reduced, he's a real player of the future. They'll build a club around Jake. Not
many people blame Geoff Toovey for the way things have turned out. It must be a relief of pressure in some ways for him to have this announcement out in the open now, and here he is with Peter Sterling.
Jeff, does the side carry any of the thrill of last week's big win into tonight?
Oh, not really. We're very wary of South Sydney. They're a quality side, and we just need to keep winning.
Plenty of raps for your backline as always, but have your forwards been underestimated of late?
Yeah, they have, particularly after the Warriors game where we missed 3 players were out of that the following week. So the players that came in and filled the position did a great job, and hopefully they'll do the same tonight.
Glenn Stewart returns to Brookvale for the first time since leaving. Has his name been mentioned this week?
No, only by his brother.
How are you feeling about tonight?
Yeah, a bit nervous, obviously, but I think we'll give it a shot. South's a quality side, as I mentioned. It'll be tough to beat.
Have a good one. Cheers.
South sitting fourth as we look at Glenn Stewart making his return to Brookvale for the first time since he left under circumstances that he didn't enjoy very much. They're 2 points clear of the Sharks in fifth, and there's an awesome amount of Indigenous talent in this side.
Yeah, without a doubt, Greg Inglis at the back, but Johnson and Walker, and such a skillful side, and they've got a proud history, the red firm with the Indigenous people. But South, they had a tough win against Penrith last week. It wasn't their best performance, but it's still a win anyway. But they'll need to step that up back here at Brookvale against Manly. They had a superb win against the Broncos, and Michael Maguire will know that Manly are twice as hard to beat here at Brook End. They'll need their forwards to stand up tonight, South.
It's how you stop the Burgess twins. Big George winding up, and then Tom off the bench. Talking to one of their trainers, said the boys tipped the scales at 125 kilos. And the weights they do, the amount of weights they push around in the gym, it's frightening. But for big men, you'll watch tonight, they've got amazing footwork and agility for huge men, and they lay the platform for South. That's what Manly, they have to stop this go forward of the Burgess twins.
Michael Maguire's got a heck of a lot of weaponry he can deal with at any stage when he puts these jumpers on these men. Let's hear from him now. He's with Peter Sterling.
Michael, is it fair to say Indigenous round especially significant to a club like Souths?
It is, without a doubt. It's something very special. We've got a lot of Indigenous people around Redfern and our community, so looking forward to representing them tonight.
One of your Indigenous boys not playing tonight, Kyle Turner, was named but not taking his place. How's he travelling?
Yeah, he's good actually. Unfortunately, there's protocols, or not unfortunately, but there is protocols that we've got to follow, and he wasn't able to get through those, but he'll be right for next week. All
right, hostile crowd tonight, a confident Manly. What's it like coming to Brookie on a night like tonight?
Really enjoyable, obviously. To come into a crowd, and it's going to be a packed house and a lot of noise. So the boys enjoy playing these type of games, but we know that we're in for a big game, and Manly have been playing well.
Good luck.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yes, those protocols strictly enforced when it comes to head injuries. So Kyle Turner not taking his place in this lineup here tonight. We'll also just hear quickly now from Sportsbet and an update with Joel Kane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NRL is proud to celebrate Indigenous Round. Indigenous Round celebrates the significant contribution that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people make to the game of rugby league, both on and off the field. Neil Evers was born in Collaroy, raised in Mona Vale, and is a traditional owner of the land we gather on today. He's a proud Gurindai man who will now give welcome to country on behalf of the Gurindai people, past and present.
I'm a direct descendant of the Garigal clan from the Gurindai people. The Gurindai people are part of the oldest continuous culture in the world. I give praise to my elders, both past and present, and also to all Indigenous people, especially the children who will be our leaders of tomorrow. A welcome to country is done out of respect. And I'd like to welcome you onto this ground, and I welcome you to the Gurindai Nation. Thank you.
So there again, the welcome to country that goes hand in hand with our Indigenous round each and every year. As the South Sydney Rabbitohs will be taken out by their captain and certainly one of the leading members of the Indigenous community and a staunch supporter of recognition of that culture, Greg Inglis, one of the greatest footballers that the game has ever seen. So South's coming out. Brookvale still filling. The Eagles continue their intriguing fight to make the 8. And of course, Glenn Stewart back home for the first time, back to where he spent 12 years and gave almost 200 games to Manly before being shown the salary cap door. And there's his brother. Glenn might well be a little bit confused tonight about the circumstances of coming back home. And of course his brother on the other side of the equation, Brett. Manly coming out, ushering some of the young Indigenous people from the junior league here down on the peninsula. And Manly continue this incredible fight to make the 8. They started the season winning 1 of their first 7, and they've now won 5 of their last 7. Matt Ballon, one of the veterans of the side these days, but they got the job done against Brisbane last weekend. Cherry Evans was outstanding. And you'd be a brave man to think that they can't win this match tonight, but then the road gets even probably rougher into the future. Got the Roosters down the track. They've got the Raiders in Canberra next weekend.
Right, ready? Right, time your run, boys.
So Souths are running from right to left to kick off Friday night football, and a bumper night it is, as Inglis sends it down to Brett Stewart down at the northern end, and Mason comes back with the first carry of the night, immediately attracting the attention of 4 of the Rabbitohs defence players, and now it's gone away to Justin Horrow. So Manly with the first use of the football, and the ball played in the centre of the ground as they come away through Feliti Mateo now, out towards the 30-metre line. So Manly, if they can win tonight, will move to 22. They'll be hoping a couple of those in front of them are beaten. In fact, if Canberra wins, And the Dragons and the Bulldogs are both beaten, and Manly in turn win this game. There will be 4 teams level on the 8th rung of the ladder on 22. Grey now. South Sydney getting their first set. Just inside the 30-metre line, and Keary was the dummy half, and Inglis it is who brings it away. South's wearing the Indigenous jumper, specially struck for this evening. Nikita Ridgway, I think it was, that designed the jumper for the Rabbits. And Grant has his legs chopped from under him by Trebojevic. Now goes away to George Burgess, who was man of the match in the round 16 game won by South's over Manly. Reynolds now kicking high and deep down to Peter Hiku. Tom Trebojevic, as you know by now, not in the side. And Geoff Toovey preferring to go with the combination of Hiku and Tafua.
And we saw a classic tackle from his brother Jake in that set of 6 on Tim Grant. I didn't think you could survive in the NRL as a forward tackling low. But his technique is that good, but it's not a liability. In fact, it's a strength. That's Justin Horrow struggling his way over the 30.
And watch how he stays tall, then the last minute drops. Hits him right under the ribs.
Now Matai linking with Tafua down the left side. They're close to the touchline. Flag goes up. So there was momentum in the tackle.
Scrum, boys.
Tafua opted to stay out there. And the scrum will pack down right on the halfway line. Brett Finch is doing sideline tonight. It's a good crowd getting in. Still coming in, Brett.
Yeah, they're still coming in, Ray, and there's plenty of noise down here and plenty of atmosphere. And after the great win by Manly last week, the hills packed here at Brookvale for this clash. And fantastic conditions, no wind, nice and dry, and the ground's in pretty good nick, so it should be a fantastic evening.
A tackle there just shows the strength of the players and their awareness now. If they can keep the ball carrier up, eventually reinforcements are going to arrive. He was tackled a fair way in from touch in, George Tafua, but South Sydney got 4 in the numbers. And that was enough momentum to take them over. That's Burgess.
George, and he's lost the ball. This will be a penalty.
Mark said, wait.
It got some help. The crowd doesn't believe so, but Jared Sutton had no doubts that it got some help, and Blake Leary, the lock forward, the culprit on that occasion. So South now get a very good attacking opportunity. It's the first real one of the game. Reynolds goes away to Grant, who again is singled out by Trebojevic for a tackle. And another penalty. There's a hand on the ball.
Don't go to the ball, Matt.
So this is pretty much a gift if they want to take it, and that's been pretty much the tradition this year, and they are. So Reynolds will take a kick for goal on the other side of this break. We'll have that for you. So Adam Reynolds is just about ready. He was the linchpin. He was the outstanding player in the qualifying final, which South won against Manly last year in week 1 of the finals. He was the first Rabbitoh to score 20 points in a final in that match. He's just kicked that penalty goal. In fact, in 4 tries, he figured in 4, he scored 2, and he kicked 6 goals in that final last year. Obviously a man of the match performance by the South Sydney number 7, Adam Reynolds. So 2-0 in favour of Souths, who, by the way, it's not plain sailing for them. We tend to have lost sight of that a little bit, with this slender chance for Manly becoming a real chance. Here's Sutton taking the kick off, and he's taken by Trebojevic again and by Hiku. The Souths have got a massive end of the season coming up, not only tonight Manly, but then it's Cowboys, Bulldogs, Broncos and Roosters. So Souths, they'll feel like in the next 4 weeks they are in September. Now it's with Glenn Stewart, Peter.
Very unusual restart there from Jamie Lyon. I don't know if he mishit it or whether he was going for the shorter style kickoff, but it wasn't high enough. But straight away, South Sydney with good field position. Luke Keary tackled on the last. Adam Reynolds in position to put up the kick.
So it's a very high kick and it's drifting down and going out on the full.
Wow, doesn't get that wrong too often.
Hand over, mate.
Looking for one of those spiral torpedo efforts, but this one just came off the boot the wrong way and kept drifting to the western sideline.
I was just talking about Adam Reynolds in that qualifying final last year. It was a masterclass of kicking that he provided that night. That certainly didn't come out of the manual that he was reading prior to that match, as it's played by Mateo, and this is Mason, who's 32 metres away from the South Sydney line. Manly haven't missed the finals in a decade. You can imagine they don't want to accept not making it this year. So they're 25 out from the line, and a penalty will go to Manly. Basically, it's the tackler being in there too long, and they might do the same here as Souths have just done.
Yeah, Manly went to move the ball wide there, changing the angles.
Hold for the foot.
Here we go, quick tap.
And the crowd loved it. Very positive decision.
Mason, 15 out from the line, and Foran goes to the line. Trebojevic hits the ball hard, and he scores the first try of the game. Well, it couldn't have gone to a better player from the opening exchanges in the first 8 minutes. His defence has been fantastic. There's a little inquiry, but Sutton has gone for a try for Jake Trebojevic, and Foran passing at the line.
It was the lateness of the change of angle from Jake Trebojevic. You watch Vladimir Mateo, he goes through in the last minute as they pass. Look, they swap angles. Vladimir Mateo draws in Reynolds, and then Jake Trebojevic punches hard in the hole, hits and spins and twists, and goes over.
The whole movement done with speed. Kieran Foran attacked the line. And when you attack the line with the football, it keeps the defence back on their heels. And that's a great decision not to kick for goal because they've got more.
So there's the try scorer, Jake Trebojevic. 4-2, Manly grabs the first try. You've got a big rap on him, Joe.
Yeah. It's a fine young player, a great prospect, but he's a fine young man. Gets out in the community, does a lot of work for charity. His junior club, the Mona Vale Raiders, as Jamie Lyon moves in. He's always there early, gets up at 6, 7 o'clock, marks the field for the kids. He's a real hero to the kids, and it's great to see him go well.
I was reading your brother's column this morning, actually. He took us for basically a weekend in the life of the Trebojeviches. Most interesting story. Tied up with the Mona Vale Juniors. Where do they play, out of Newport?
Yeah, the Mona Vale Raiders.
So it's taken down in the in goal by Foran. Here's Big Mason. Is that some kind of an injection into his game? Really, he's playing as good as I think I can remember him playing. This is Blake Leary. He locks the scrum. We saw Brenton Lawrence, incidentally, talking of forwards. Brenton would probably be their #1 forward these days. He hasn't played since round 1. But he warmed up with the Manly team tonight, which means that he's only an inch away from coming back. There he is on the bench, Brenton Lawrence. As fast as any front row forward I think I've seen in the game. Played then by Leary, now for Cherry Evans, and it's a rebound off the backside of one of the South Sydney side. And here's Leary now with a little kick and looking for a bounce, and Keary is there, and so too is Gray, and Gray has got the ball.
There goes Blake Leary's kicking license.
And he had time.
I think I heard one of the commentators say, kick it, Blake. Now he's bagging. Here's Grant.
No, he's not Steve Mortimer.
I
Can't
know
chip
that.
and chase.
He knows that himself, though. Just give him a break. Walker. Newcastle and Manly. My goodness, you can ride hard.
We just gave him a greater break than Coach Geoff Toovey will.
Fair enough. Play by George Burgess, and then Luke getting it away. Reynolds puts a kick in. It's going end on end. Stewart's there. Beautiful work by Stewart. And his brother came through and just missed him. Just missed him, but Brett was looking for the turf. The moment he got back over the chalk, he was looking for the turf. And the bloke steaming down on him was brother. Brilliant. Back for the first time at Brookvale since his departure. Matai is also back from concussion. It's a wonderful back line, isn't it, Manly? Mateo to the 40-metre line. And we've got 6-2 on the scoreboard. The Eagles over Souths, the defending premiers. Cherry Evans, it bounces friendly for Inglis. Coming outside the 30, and look at this tackle by Trebojevic. That would be the third or fourth low tackle that he's pulled off.
And that's the target area on Greg Inglis. You see players, they go high and just tremendous upper body strength and those long arms would defend. Going low and hard.
Isaac Luke. Taken by Leary, and Reynolds comes away to Keary. He turns it in for Sutton. So John playing the ball on the 30-metre line. 5 tackles gone for Souths. And Reynolds kicks high. Down to Tafua. And George is taken immediately by Dylan Walker on the right side for Souths. That's Hiku. Holden Cup today. Manly beat South 26-18 in the under-20s. Manly by 8 points. Played by Matai. Had a birthday during the week, Steve. I think he's 31 as a result of that. Played by Jamie Lyon. Cherry Evans puts a right foot kick down in between wing and fullback, and it's bounced up for Johnston.
Good chase as always, led by Kieran Foran. Took that ball well, Jamie Lyon. He was actually changing the direction of his line. And it could have easily gone astray. But boy, his first half last week, it was vintage line. It's as good a 40 minutes as I've seen their skipper come up with all season.
He's one of many players that has missed a chunk of the season. There's been not too many clubs that have been without the services of their very good players more than Manly. Greg Inglis with a big charge there earlier. Now McQueen.
Inspirational.
20 metres out. Luke, it's the last tackle. So Goodwin puts it. Oh, that's well taken by Peter Hiku. Gray makes the tackle before Hiku gets into the clear. I just had a thought. I wonder what Tom Trebojevic would have done to them in a similar situation. But here's Hiku again. Popping it out for Brett Stewart. And he runs into Isaac Luke. He's 2 tries away, Brett, from equaling Steve Menzies' Brookvale try-scoring record of 88. Here's Foran almost breaking through. But Reynolds makes the tackle. Matai for Mateo, and then Cherry Evans. It's come off Burgess's hand, and in 6 more tackles as Jamie Lyon is put down on the 30-metre line. Another penalty going to Manly against the tacklers for being there too long.
Yeah, they're full of intent, aren't they, Manly? They turned down the decision, or the opportunity to take the penalty goal, scored off the back of that. There's a real positive buzz about them at the moment. Kieran Foran now stepping up to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, mate.
South Sydney just a little bit back on their heels.
Foran's sent it up into about row 6 of the crowd on the hill. Mason, 15 out from the line. For Ballon now, turned it in. That's Hassan in 16. Bound for Parramatta. He signed with Parramatta yesterday, I'm told, James Hassan. And here's a dummy from Ballon, and Ballon falls short. He's done that in a grand final, Matt Ballon. Now from Cherry Evans to Brett Stewart. What a ball! What a pass! Lovely try. Peter Hiku scores for Manly.
problem here.
We're clearing the lead.
They've done it on the left side, now they've done it on the right. And you'll see here again, just good decoy running. Luke Keary will come in, and that'll create space on the outside, and the select pass was the right one. Daly Cherry Evans to Brett Stewart. See, Keary's already come in, so a 3-on-2 has developed. And Brett Stewart, beautiful ball to Peter Hiku, who started the movement at the other end by a lovely little slips catch down around his bootlaces.
Well, there's Peter Hiku. Peter said he took a slips catch. We might be able to get him into the Australian side, but I don't think he qualifies.
Can he bat?
I don't know, but he can take a slips catch. You're quite right. And I think it was when I saw that. Here's this ball from Brett Stewart. Jamie Lyon running some heat off the subject on the Harvey Norman replay, and Peter Hiku gets the second try of Manly's total tonight. So the kick is offline. There's no addition. 17 gone, 10-2 the score. Finchy on the sideline.
Yeah, there's a real step up in intensity from here, Manly, in the first 18 minutes. And Andrew, I bring you in. You've worked with them all week. You said they've been out at, training a lot better this week because their intensity and attitude has been first class here.
Yeah, you can see it sometimes, Finchy, the intensity in training, can't you? You can feel it. You could feel the energy during the week. You knew there'd be a lot of energy, and geez, it started well.
It's kickoffs by Greg Inglis, full of length and height, landing straight in Brett Stewart's arms again. 20 metres out from the line, James Hassan playing the ball. And it's away to Feliti Mateo, just inside the 30-metre line. So it's been a wonderful start for Manly. This is Leary. Came down to Manly from the North Queensland Cowboys. Just over the halfway. A couple of metres onto south side of halfway, in fact, to the boot of Foran. It's got a reasonable chase on it, but it's bounced up for Gray. Although the crowd, they detected there was a little fumble there. And here's a penalty going to South Sydney.
Justin, players in front. Wait there.
As players in front of the kick are getting inside the 10. And a lifting tackle as well thrown into the bargain.
I don't like that's something I really don't like, the lifting of the leg. Spoke about it in the Sunday Footy Show a couple of weeks back, as the angle that players are getting into now by lifting that leg, and it's an accident waiting to happen. Burgess put on his backside by Willie, and then an awful play the ball on the back of it. It's a double win, Thomas Burgess.
It's a double whammy for Willie.
Oh, he loves it, Willie. Puts his body on the line here. Well,
move on.
Let's go.
Well, if you're reading the papers today, I didn't see any arm involved in the tackle. It was braced against the side of the body. Be interesting to see what those that determine what happens with shoulder charges think of that one.
It's worth a try, mate.
I think the majority of the crowd thought it was fantastic. But Tom Burgess was on the end of it. So here's Manly again with a golden opportunity. Scrum in the middle of the park. 40 out, they're now 35 away. And Ballon comes to the right side for Jerry Evans to use Horrow. Horrow charging ahead. 20-metre line. Now they're in the middle, and Ballon goes away and turns it in for Hassan. James Hassan 11 metres out from the line. Ballon again. Dummy, give, Foran away, and put down by Mateo. Play on for Greg Inglis and South Sydney. No advantage is the call. So South will get the loose and feed.
Yeah, that was close to the same setup that they had when they scored their first try, but this time they hit the flat runner in Feleti Mateo. He was actually shaping to offload as he invariably does. The ball came loose.
He does so much work at the line, doesn't he, Kieran Foran?
Break two here out.
He doesn't project or telegraph to us what he's going to do early. Tom Burgess with the orange boots on.
Yeah, with Mateo in the side. He's got priority because he's doing in longer. He's actually pushed Justin Horro over to the right-hand side.
Not quick, Adam.
With
10
Horro's
metres.
time at Manly, we've most often seen him operate on the outside of Kieran Foran. But he's over on the right-hand side. That's a great touch finder.
Off the boot of Reynolds. With a tap. And Reynolds runs along the 40 looking for Tom Burgess and finding him. He got through the front tackle of Ballon, but not so with Leary. Now Keary and now Sutton. So they're just outside the 20-metre line, South. They're down 10-2. Quarter of the game gone. Glenn Stewart. In fact, a bit more than a quarter of the game gone as it comes away to Keary and he goes into Sutton, who's held there by Horro. Third tackler comes in, Leary. Play back for Luke. Goes along the line to Reynolds. He puts a kick and there's a chance for McQueen. It's gone bouncing away over the dead ball.
Bernie, no try.
I think this ball comes off Kieran Foran,
Well, it's
who
looking
tries to...
touched by Manly, then there's no grounding by South.
And then I think McQueen gets a hand on it, knocks the ball before the ball goes down. So this will be a 20-metre tap with 7 tackles.
Interesting to see where his feet are in relation to this, whether he had a really good play at it. You're exactly right, Joey. When the kick goes through, Foran reacts and tries to bat it dead. Oh, he only had to regather that, and I think his legs would have been okay. They were up in the air. That's a missed opportunity.
So they're going to check the dead ball line.
Wait for Jerry. Jerry will blow his whistle with his 0 tackle.
Chris McQueen debuted here against Manly playing for South in 2009. And he too celebrated a birthday during the week. So birthday boys Steve Maddai and Chris McQueen. And this is Leary acting as a link before Cherry Evans goes on to Horro. 40 metres out from the line. Ballon with a dummy, and he's picked up 7 or 8 metres and a penalty.
You weren't there.
Markers weren't direct as the call from Sutton. So Manly again will go onto the attack. They'll go onto the front foot with a kick for touch to be taken by Cherry Evans.
Well, they've got plenty of possession so far. They're doing everything quicker than South Sydney.
20-metre line for the free kick. Jamie Lyon in position on the right to take it quickly. Cherry Evans pushing it on. Foran tries to break through. McQueen makes the tackle with Reynolds. They're 11 metres out from the line. Penalty again goes to Manly. Hand on the ball.
There's been a lot of penalties. What's that? 8 penalties already.
Go.
And the 17 is Starling. Try line a metre and a half in front of him. Now, Foran breaks a tackle, and then that's a marvellous shot by Greg Inglis to stop him.
Tackle 2, Kieran Foran. Tackle 2.
Greg Inglis alerting Gerard Sutton that all wasn't well.
You're right, mate. Right.
He's had ankle problems, Kieran Foran. I think, his head. Ooh.
They play on.
So Starling is held until he put the ground under the weight of Tyrrell and Stewart. Now they go to Foran, then Mateo. Ball knocked down, might have come off the tackler. It did. They've restarted the tackle count. 11 out from the line. Play by Foran. This is Mateo. And the ball comes loose. And Referee was
I've called the tackle,
blindsided
so it's
by the
lost. We've
event,
gotta
but
go
he's
scrum.
now ruled loose carry, and it's a knock-on against Manly. A knock-on against Mateo. He's not happy.
Taking it or not? You want me to take this, mate?
I'll take it, mate. All right. Yeah. No, look, we've got to form up, though. We've got to go. Because time's running. We've got to go. Just form up, boys.
He
Form
did
up.
well
Let's
again,
start.
didn't he, Greg Inglis, defensively.
Let's go.
When
Let's
Foran
go,
burst through,
Let's get a second
well,
eyes
he's
here,
in,
boys.
but Inglis beautifully positioned and enveloped him.
It's a big 5'8", isn't it? Jersey 17 there.
Tom Burgess with the ball, the man that Andrew was referring to as a rather large 5'8". Dylan Walker. And the Rabbitohs are inside their own 30-metre line. Here's Glenn Stewart working it away. It went forward, I thought. And the officials believe it did as well. So Manly are going to get this football. 30 metres out, pleases the crowd. They've had a real run of possession and penalties, I would imagine. No, it's 4-4, the penalties. But the possession is 61% of the time to Manly. And they've been tackled in their opposition's 12 times to the Rabbits 5. With the Rabbitohs 5. That bloke that got me in the lift at Arleon's, he's in my head. I can't get him out.
Okay, Jason, head in.
You can't call them the Rabbits, they're the Rabbits. Still here, right in my face.
It's called head noise.
Yeah, I know. You're not the one that's scared, are you? Here's Matai. Had me in a lift too. 20 metres out. Foran to Ballon. And Matthew has been told he can have a look around. He's starting now up to Foran. Foran to Terry Evans. Holds it back, pushes away. Goes back towards the eastern side. Steps around Reynolds. Puts a kick in. Cleaned up by Johnston. Will he make it back? No, he won't. He might come back, but not right now. He's not coming back. And Steve Matai it was that did the job. So pressure will come back again on South Sydney. Johnston couldn't do any more than he did. The enthusiasm of the chaser was exhibited by Matai.
Let's go, Adam. Let's go, mate.
Well, they'll get this back.
Time you're right. Stay behind it, Bryson.
Plenty of them waiting for this kick-off back in their own half. Manly players, I mean.
I've never seen that many back from the kick. Well, half a dozen.
There's half a dozen of them, Pete. Yeah. And here's the kick, and he obliges because it's going to go 53 metres. And Stewart gives it to Hassan. He'll play the ball 10 metres into South Territory. And down the middle they come with Leary. Ballon turns it back across the ruck, and Stewart works with Jamie Lyon, and Lyon evasively goes across the ground and then crawls a couple of more metres under Reynolds' tackle down the short side for Foran to go to Mateo. Mateo hit with a barrage of defence. South in numbers that time. Matai for Foran. Then he goes short to Hassan.
He dropped that.
Hassan on 5. This is Foran, Brett Stewart, the little kick. It's come back to Stewart and he throws it over the sideline.
That's off the boot. We'll play that.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 more, then in a touch from Manly to scrum.
Well, with the weight of possession against them, the good thing for South Sydney is that they haven't conceded that many points. 10-2 is quite acceptable in relation to the amount of football and field position that Manly have enjoyed.
You have to work him hard in here, get him in here.
Right,
We
let's
come
go
to just
South.
outside of 10 minutes before the break.
Make sure we bind in tight, wait till we hear out.
They'd love to get to the other end with some footy, South. Seems a long time ago since they were there.
Stay in there, Brett.
10-2.
Don't break till you hear out.
It looks impressive, but when you look at the statistics and the percentage of possession that Manly have had, it mightn't be quite as impressive as it looks. 2 tries to 0. That's the major part of the scoreboard. Played by Inglis. This is Gray. Got a double against Manly in round 16. That's a carry for Tyrrell. 40-metre line, his own end. Middle ground, half an hour gone. Reynolds using Tom Burgess. He's not going anywhere. Reynolds bouncing up. Brett Stewart taking his time with it. Back on his own 20-metre line. Played by the Prince of Brookvale. George Tafua on that occasion, playing inside Steve Matai. And here's Hiku, the scorer of one of the tries, and Jake Trebojevic, for your benefit, if you took a first try scorer, he got the first try, Trebojevic, at the 8th minute of the game.
Senna Lafayette out there now, his first carry over halfway for Blake Leary. He was very good for the opening half hour.
Oh, Glenn Stewart! Took him ball and all and took him to ground with him. They're great mates. Jerry Evans then. Jamie Lyon puts a kick in. Gray put a foot out. It's gone down to Inglis in the deep. And Inglis looking for the ground as Hiku makes the tackle. Back in the corner. Gray is there for a run. Taken by Cherry Evans and Ballon. They come away from their own try line. This is their third. And they're 15 out from the line, their own line. Under 9 minutes of the first half to go. A jolting tackle there. Stopped Bryson Goodwin in his tracks. I think it might have been Starling or maybe Horrow or both involved. That's Clark. In the side, in place of Kyle Turner. And Reynolds is forced to kick from off his own 20. So Hiku will be tackled, I would imagine. And he is tackled about 8 metres short of halfway.
It's the third kick tonight that Adam Reynolds has miskicked. He got some reasonable distance out of it, but it's certainly not the motion he wanted off the boot. We're just struggling a little bit in that department. Manly again into the South Sydney half through Senna Lafayette.
Burgess, Luke and Stewart making the tackle, and here's Foran taking the troops with him. And he'll play the ball inside the 30-metre line to Stewart, and from him it's gone to Cherry Evans. This is Horrow. And Horrow held the ball out in front, did a little bit of a juggle with it. This is the last, and Manly press on. Cherry Evans, a kick in, battered by Reynolds. Line drop out again for South Sydney.
Yeah, great play, Cherry Evans. The South Sydney team was hanging back, so he went to the line and created that gap, and then beautiful touch. So he goes at the line and just draws the players towards him. He kicks the ball into space there.
Let's go, mate.
Been on Manly, hasn't it?
You've got a role here, Andrew, as everybody knows.
Adam.
Were you surprised that they didn't stay with Tom Trebojevic after the match at Gosford?
I was a little bit surprised. But I think the man to make way would have been Peter Hiku, and he's a New Zealand international. It's going to fit everyone in.
I spoke to Geoff Toovey during the week about it, and he made that point that he wanted to go the experience of Hiku, that Trebojevic will play a lot of first grade, but he's 18, and that Hiku's had a good season, and it was the experience factor.
Senna Lafayette. Now they go left, and there's an outside-in ball coming down to Horrow, who had time out this year, and it's not Horrow, but it's Starling. And now it's gone from Ballon to Mateo for Tafua. That's another good tackle over there with little room to work in. Adam Reynolds coming up with the tackle. Now Matai along the line, and Foran goes back to Jake Trebojevic. Till lifting a leg, that automatically is a tackle. And here's Foran, holds it, Cherry Evans, Jamie Lyon, Peter Hiku. Yes, it's another try. It's another try for Peter Hiku. Manly's right edge, featuring Jamie Lyon on that occasion.
Well, they dummied the kick here, Kieran Foran. They decided to roll the dice on the Harvey Norman replay. Have a look at the pass here from Jamie Lyon. How he's off balance and going on the angle and throws it across his body and finds Peter Hickett. That is an amazing piece of skill from Jamie Lyon.
And by running straight, Jamie Lyon actually brought the winger in further than he normally would. Normally the winger would hold his ground and Lyon would go to him.
Well, here he is, the man we were just talking about. If Tom Trbojevic was to be used in this match tonight, it probably would have been Peter Hickett making way for Tom Trbojevic.
Daly Cherry Evans coming to the sideline to see the physio. I actually saw Peter Hickey today. He was having some sushi for lunch, so a bit of raw fish and seaweed might be the key for Peter.
Just get myself some of that. It's obviously worked for Peter.
Good for the eyes.
Jamie Lyon from the sideline now.
Yeah, it's an important kick. You really like to go more than a converted try or 2 converted or 3 converted tries in front. This kick could do that. No, it won't.
He's missed it again. Just have a look at this replay. We've got our own version of Aaron Woods on our camera crew. You might have got a glimpse of him earlier on. This big fellow, always in the shorts. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 degrees or 30 degrees, always in the shorts. Andy Flower, one of our leading cameramen. Wouldn't like to be feeding him by the same token, but clothing him wouldn't be so difficult.
It's not the same shorts each week, is it?
No, they're always blue. There, I think, Matteo. 30 metres out from their own line, Manly, and they're trundling along with this big possession.
Dave Tyrrell gets one back.
And Jake Trbojevic was the one on the end of it. This is Horrow. And here's the tackle of David Tyrrell on Jake Trbojevic. He's dealt a bit out, Trbojevic, tonight with conventional tackling. He's gone low on Grant and Inglis, 2 very big men. He's gone low and cut their legs from under them. Wouldn't surprise me if that's him again, is it? No, it's Foran this time.
Very bunched, South Sydney. Really struggling to get out of their own end. Kicking deep all the time. Burgess now of the George variety gets the ball away.
Clark for Stewart. Stewart taken by Foran and Matteo. 40-metre line as it comes from Reynolds to Inglis. Inglis gets rid of Horrow. Ballon traipses around the legs. Now Reynolds kicks on the halfway. Starling thought about taking him and then dropped out of it. Brett Stewart now. He'll play the ball 18 metres out. We're just 2 minutes from the break, and it's 14-2 in favour of Manly. Tafua reaches the 30, but I repeat, the possession is very high in favour of Manly, 63%.
You're on the ball and you pushed it out.
Another penalty.
They're about to get a bit more. Glenn Stewart deemed to have interfered and forcing the ball out. And if it stays this way, or actually even improves in favour of Manly, the crowd here will give the team some kind of ovation when they leave at half-time. They'll have been delighted with what they've seen from their team tonight so far.
No more outstanding performance than that from the man that's just lost the ball, Jake Trbojevic. I had the comment half out and I was thinking I'll stop this.
Time off.
He's been great.
No, he has. And I was going to go on with that and say Foran has been an absolute general. The 6 and the 7 that Manly have got. It's just an amazing combination. Thursday night football. The last 4 weeks of the competition, we go into Thursday night telecasting. At 7:30, we'll bring you the Cowboys and the Rabbitohs from Townsville. Then we come down to Brisbane on the Friday night as Inglis tries to make a big run down the left-hand side of the park. Good win then, inside the last minute of the first half. It's John Sutton. So all those Thursday night matches which you're going to see, they could easily be a dress rehearsal for a grand final. As Keary goes to Reynolds, goes to Walker, Matai goes with him, drifts across the park with him and makes the tackle. Glenn Stewart now, turning it back inside for David Tyrrell. 15 out from the line. Can they score before half-time? And this is Sutton with the ball. He jinks. And that's a changeover, so Brett Stewart in the background is applauding not only his men in front of him, but applauding the crowd. And now the crowd, they stand in the grandstands, they stand on the hill, and they absolutely loved what they saw. 3 tries to 0 and 14 to 2 at half-time as this adventure for Manly continues. Holden half-time, Andrew, Brett, Cameron. They'll bring you the VB hard-earned highlights. You're watching Friday Night Football on 9 across Australia and through WIN and NBN on Relay. Back in a moment.
Rivals. They've thrown punch after punch. Monday, the food snobs and the feisty Italians go head-to-head. Hot Plate's first elimination, Monday 7:30.
There's a familiar face. John Hobawati. Getting one for the family album. 14 to 2 in favour of Manly. It's just unbelievable, really, this club. They joined in 1947, won 8 premierships, but they've made the playoffs, the finals in September, every year of the last decade, and there's no way in the world they're going to give up on this competition. Not just yet anyway. It's almost like the dream continues for Manly. 1 out of 7 was their start to the season, and it's not going to get much easier after this either. Raiders in Canberra, Sharks at Ramondas, Roosters, they get them here. They've got the Eels here, I'd fancy. Big crowd in here at Brookvale, and in Tooves we trust.
A win tonight for Manly, they could go as high as 7.
Yeah, that's true, Pete. They could climb to 7. They could, in fact, finish up on that 8th position on the ladder. I said during the commentary, if the Dragons get beaten and Canterbury gets beaten and then Canberra and Manly win, they'd all be on 22. And there's only 28 points, Peter, between the differentials of those 4 sides.
Be behind it.
Yeah, I think if you go into 5 sides, it's pretty short as well. The line gets us underway. South Sydney hoping for a mountain of football in this second 40. This is Tyrrell.
So David Tyrrell will play the ball on the first tackle of the second half. And has come away with Clark. Now Luke turns it away to George Burgess. Starling involved in the tackle with Ballon. Sutton. John getting it up towards the halfway line. So steady as she goes as Glenn Stewart takes it to ground on 5. So Reynolds keeps it low and basically punches the ball down to Hiku, who has scored 2 tries in this match so far on the end of that right side play of Manly. Brett Stewart, George Tafur, Reynolds making the tackle with Stewart. Now Mateo sometimes it was difficult to separate Glenn Stewart and Ben Lowe if all you could see was a head, because they have similar haircuts. But I see, sadly, that Ben's been forced into retirement, which is a shame, because he loves his game, and as tough as they come, Ben Lowe, but sadly a retirement enforced on him, the way I'm reading it today. Cherry Evans then down to the feet of Gray, out from his own line with Inglis's help. Inglis runs at the left shoulder of Ballon, and Ballon meets him with Foran. Now for Goodwin. Ooh, gee, Starling, he peeled one off there together with Cherry Evans. Keary has to ignite something down the blind side. The tackle, was it Cherry Evans or Starling? In fact, it might have been Horror in the 12 shirt. Multiple tackles. Sometimes you give the credit to the wrong person. George Burgess under Senna Lafayet's tackle. Reynolds lofting the ball to Walker. Right foot chip, and he's going after it, but Brett Stewart is there. He bats the ball down. And Manly getting out of that sticky situation with Hiku.
Yeah, that's confidence for you.
To Fua. Play back to Foran. Now to Matai, sprinting it. Oh, there's been a clash here.
There's a swinging arm here. Oh, it's a tough run from Steve Matai.
Mate, Tyrrell straight off into the concussion
I appreciate
bin.
what you're saying, but there's still contact, mate.
Oh, right across the nose.
And the man down low is in trouble, as in Tyrrell.
David Tyrrell escorted from the ground immediately, and then Glenn Stewart has got Steve Matai flush. I made the point earlier that they're very good mates. There's no friends in business, though.
Well, Steve Matai, of course, was badly concussed 2 weeks ago and missed last week. No one tougher in the game than Steve Matai, and Dave Tyrrell, he's had a tough season. He's copped some punishment this year.
You could see the eyes of Steve Matai watering. Those hits right on the end of the nose.
It's on. Greg.
Nothing hurts more.
It's going on report. It's going on report. On report, Glenn. No, he doesn't.
So Stewart is on report for the hit on Steve Matai, and he's coming off the ground. Matai, as Peter pointed out, he's back tonight from a concussion. There's plenty of blood about coming from the nose, and there's a new face out there, Michael Cheekan, who I think came through the same nursery as Brett Finch. We'll talk to him, Finchy, in just a moment, if that's right. Trebojevic away to Evans, or Cherry Evans. And Horro is underneath this tackle. Now for Ballon to go away to Trebojevic again. Jake, who got the first try of the night, played for Ballon to Foran. Here's Mateo, showed it in, went out to Cheekan, and he's able to get it away to Tafua. Tafua tries to break the tackle, but he's held by South Sydney. Cheekan, he's only been out there a second, and now it's Foran going long. Cherry Evans in the way. It's gone under Jamie Lyon. Oh! That's a terrible pass from Jamie Lyon.
Hope he wasn't listening at half time and I was rapping him for his passes. This time he just has to catch and pass. Oh, Killer, what are you doing?
His head
You can
is...
see when he gets the ball, he's trying to regrip the ball.
Yes, mate.
He's trying to regrip the ball. You can see him trying to regrip the ball. He never gets his hands in the right position. You can see when he got hold of that ball, he was trying to grip the ball, spread the fingers around that ball to fire it, but unfortunately throws it to the kids in the crowd.
What about the brilliant battling from Brett Stewart? to actually give him that 2-on-1 opportunity. Yeah. Sensation.
Well, Peter Hiku had his third in the bag.
I thought he lost that there in that carry. Burgess.
I think our director fancies that you're right. 20 metres out. Let's have a look in the box.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he loses control and it touches the defender. But anyway, it's all academic now. Here's Tim Grant.
Keary. Inside ball for John Sutton. And Sutton 5 metres on his own side of halfway for Luke. To the boot of Reynolds. It's going down to Tafua. He had to move quickly. It still didn't take him under the ball, but everything else was nice for him.
Joey, just on those kicks from Adam Reynolds, am I wrong in thinking that he's just not getting them the way that he wants to tonight?
Yeah, he's missed some of those torpedo bombs away. We watched him in warm-up. He goes out 15 minutes before his teammates. He was nailing it in the warm-up, but just under fatigue and under pressure. Hasn't hit one yet.
Strabojevic taking the ball up to near the halfway. Keary and Sutton doing the defence. Starling back for Stewart, and Stewart sees a gap and he tries to slide through it. Forward, down half for Cherry Evans to kick. And down to Greg Inglis. Was asking a few questions of the big fellow. Penalty goes to South.
10 metres. Michael. 10 metres, Michael.
Yeah, Cheekham, the man in front of the kicker. He's actually slotted in at left centre in the absence of Steve Maddai.
On the line, boys. Next line.
Here he is, the 15. Michael Cheekham. I think he's playing his third top-grade game tonight. This is Grevesmill. He had a concussion last week. Inglis, Keary, Burgess! 28 away from the Manly line, and Horrow's grimacing with some pain. Inglis comes in, Walker's there, Johnston goes away to try and complete, but he's into touch. Wonderful defence, Foran and Stewart. Not sure which one to give the biggest rap to, but they're aware of how important their part in all of that was, and there's a South player down in back play.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Kieran because I thought he had him beaten. Foran's good enough to stay with him after he's stood up. He makes the first contact, and Brett Stewart just finishes it off.
Walker's the man.
George Tafua got him with a ripper.
He cut him in half, didn't he?
Oh.
Let's have a look at it.
Just cuts him in half. Look at that. Hits him. Oh, that would hurt so much.
Well, that's Cheekham's tackle, and there's the one that Andrew's talking about. Tafua on Walker. And Dylan is still getting some attention.
Did he actually stay up for a while? He didn't immediately go to ground there.
He's sort of stunned, wasn't he?
Delayed reaction.
What was that?
Well, as it's turned out, it's obviously a knee, leg problem.
You see George Tafua here. He just lines you up, and you watch he hits him, and then he's stunned for a couple of seconds. Oh, you got me. But the strength of Tafua in the gymnasium, some of his power lifts, the power cleans, and the Olympic lifts, which he does, are just extraordinary. Just so strong.
Reminiscent of that tackle. Was it here that Matai tackled? Was it Tyrrell? Was ANZ, was it? So Manly winning the scrum back on their own line. And big Starling standing out of his scrum. 15 out from his line. Foran has been robotic again tonight. He's been in everything. 6 more tackles as he plays the ball. Well, that's Cheekham.
I'm watching Dylan Walker. I don't think he can play out the 80 minutes. He's hobbling.
Finchy, this youngster, came through the same college as yourself, Erindale in Canberra, am I right?
Yeah, that's right, Rabs. There's been plenty through there. Brent Kite's another, and it's a great nursery for rugby league players down there in the ACT, and there's just another one through the system.
His Australian schoolboys, he did in 2010. Brett Stewart gets a ball away to Jamie Lyon. No mistakes this time. Away to Peter Hiku, who's able to get it away with a one-handed pass. Players have gone over the signage. It's back to South Sydney. Gee, there's a little room down there. Very close to the fence on that eastern side.
Again, it was outstanding play from Brett Stewart. Created something out of nothing through a very difficult pass that Jamie Lyon was able to gather in. He's having a game, the Prince, tonight.
He doesn't have to cross for a try, does he, to have an outstanding game. He's had an impact on this game of massive proportions. Grevesmore played it. Luke sending Reynolds away on the right side. He goes back to Grevesmore. He's taken down by Mateo and Foran. 40-metre line, Manly's 40. Keary, Inglis is with him. Ball, Ricochets forward, I fancied, but has come down to Foran anyway. But Kieran, who's just had a magnificent game. 11 tackles, that's the other part of his game that we might overlook sometimes, but he's so strong in defence and busy in defence. It's Horro. Crowd's right into this, they're loving it. Nothing happened in the second half for them at the moment, but it's steady as you go. 14-2. Manly looking to jump up to 22 points.
Finchy, what are they chanting?
It's Manly, mate, and I think there's a bit of Willie thrown in there too. Willie run along the sideline and had the crowd on their feet, but majority were Manly.
Now they get another penalty.
Well, you kick for goal here.
Call held upright. Call him held upright, mate. You can't take him to the ground and stay there.
Are you going for goal? All right, kick him for goal.
Okay, they're going to kick for goal. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment. So Jamie Lyon just about ready to take this kick. I meant to give a plug to that big schoolboys carnival at Junee that was held last Saturday. I'm pleased to report that they had a magnificent carnival last Saturday. Biggest schoolboys carnival anywhere in the Southern Hemisphere. Brett Finch on the sideline.
Yeah,
it's a penalty goal to Jamie Lyon.
Yeah, sorry, Rabs. Good news for South. Dave Tyrrell has passed the concussion test and you just seen him then running back on the field. So great news for Dave and South.
Inglis brings it back for the restart. 14 points the margin now. Rabbitohs, I made the point earlier in the telecast that we're talking about Manly clinging to the cliff face, trying to make the 8. And South, of course, that they know how important a top 4 spot is, and they have got a horrific run into the month of September.
Yeah, great run there from Josh Starling. He's been outstanding off the bench, Josh Starling, playing against his former club.
Sunday at 7, the Voice live finals. Trebojevic goes ahead for Cherry Evans to go across and turn it back in for Mateo. Taken on the halfway line. And now for Foran, and Foran goes away to Stewart. Here's a run for Tafua. Foran wants it back on the inside with Cheekham.
Cheekham was in.
Inglis made the tackle. Now it's with Cherry Evans. Rubber kick in. Got a touch there. Greg Inglis comes down with it.
Stand up and hold.
Oh, gee, he saved. I think Alex Johnston might have got a hand to the bouncing ball. It went back off him, and Greg was there to save the day. This is Adam Reynolds on his own 20. And now Dylan Walker running freely. And here is Gray bursting through, over the halfway, swerves around another, gets away from Starling, runs into Hiku. And he'll play the ball on the 30-metre line. Wonderful run there by Aaron Gray. Now for Carey, got it away. Inglis looking around, taken around the legs by Cherry Evans. Now Goodwin heading for the line, Bryson Goodwin. That's the end of the tackle count.
Change over.
Okay, Funky. At the end of this set, I'm going to hang on to it for a shot.
An unusual double act there to save the day. Jake Trebojevic combining with George Tafua to stop Goodwin from scoring.
Leary played that ball. This is Trebojevic. To mention earlier, Michael Maguire, 100 matches with South Sydney with this game. Here's Cherry Evans. They've got a big line out to the left, and Foran runs towards Cheekham. He's gone down inside the 40, got it back to Foran. Now it's gone to Tafua, and he's brought down 25 out from the line. Manly with a massive line right out across the ground. Cherry Evans then turns it back in for Mason. Now they form up again, but it's 5 gone. Foran, he's going to put it through the hands. Cherry Evans puts it in the air. And the chase is on down into that corner where it's safely covered by Aaron Gray. Just under 24 minutes to go. 16-2 in favour of Manly. Possession now. 60% of the ball has been with Manly. Luke transfers the ball to Walker. Walker going across the ground, looking for maybe a tired forward. Leary. It's Tyrrell on the 40-metre line. Luke back for Reynolds. Down to the 30, down the middle corridor of the ground. Now it's back for Keary. Here is Inglis, second man, turned in for Goodwin. And Goodwin is chopped down and loses the ball.
Knock on Manly.
That's a knock on Manly. This is good for South.
I think he's going to rule they played at the ball here. Is it Willie Mason? Well, in the process of making the tackle, that can't be a knock on.
Okay. Yep. Okay, South have lost it first. He's still in possession. It's not a pass knock down.
Okay, so they're going to change it.
Let's go, fellas. Heads in the back.
So Michael Cheekham. She said he came through the Canberra ranks.
Heads in the back.
And they signed Michael Cheekham as a back rower.
Don't go early.
And he's been a little bit lost in the Manly system. They don't know whether to play him in the forwards in the back row or even as a front row. It seems to me he's found his spot at left centre. Some of the West Tigers play a lot of potential. Be a good buy for the Tigers.
This is Hiku on halfway. Trebojevic. Now for Stewart. And it's going out to Foran. He's under a high shot. Gets the ball away. George Tafua heading for the corner. Greg Inglis heads for him. Cheekham is tackled a metre out from the line. Penalty goes Manly.
Funky. I'm coming. Just Funky, hold the line of where it is. Line him up with you.
So Manly taking their time with the restart. Foran just toes it over the line. They give up a couple of metres. So the free kick finally taken by Cheekham, the man who was last tackled with the ball. This is Mason. 16-2. 21 minutes to go. And this is Leary. Around the legs is Tom Burgess. David Tyrrell up the top with young Grevesmore. Here they go. Whether Hassan. He's lost the ball. Or did he lose the ball? It's a penalty now to Manly.
Yeah, no worries.
He's played an advantage there, Jared Sutton.
Well,
yeah, he did lose the ball, and he was waiting to see whether Manly got an advantage out of that and then penalised for a pinch or a steal.
It is such a bad rule, the stripping rule. Such a bad rule.
Trbojevic coming off.
Hold!
This is Patterson. Manly running towards the scoreboard end of the ground. Goes away from Ballon to Cherry Evans. Oh, a defender slipped, and Jamie Lyon did well. Hiku gets his third. He could have finished up with 4 or 5 tonight, but that's number 3 for Peter Hiku.
Well, you'd say he's justified the decision of Geoff Toovey to include him tonight. Well, just watch the composure here of Jamie Lyon. Goodwin slips over. Lyon catches a football and then just composes himself, gathers a football, sees what's in front, draws Keary and puts him over on the Harvey Norman replay for his hat-trick.
Well, what a night for Peter Hiku, and Peter got it right. It seems that Geoff Toovey, his reasoning to run with Hiku and not with Tom Trbojevic, it's been borne out to be quite successful. 3 tries to Hiku. It could have been 4.
Do players get paid to play outside Jamie Lyon? Or is it the other way around? Do you pay the club to play outside of him?
It took 3 minutes for Tom Trbojevic to score in the under-20s tonight.
Yeah, I take your point.
But no, it's Hiku has been great tonight, and his night has been made much easier by that man on screen now. But it's not easy to get a hat-trick under any circumstances.
20-2. And he's got this one coming back. Yep. Screws it inside that upright. 22-2. Brett.
Yeah, it's a class act, this back line, isn't it? We've seen from both edges. Forward puts a four away with some nice touches, and Brett Stewart and Jamie Lyon have been involved in putting Peter Hiku over for 3. It's a world-class back line, and just on Steve Maddai, confirmed he does have a broken nose. He's still being assessed.
Thank you, Brett. Stewart. Manly then 4 tries to nothing. 4 tries to nothing. Manly. This is quite a drubbing, really. And it's all happened, with the exception of Trebojevic's try, it's all happened down that right edge. And as Joe Jones said, you should be made to take something of your own wages and give them to Jamie Lyon. Steve Maddai back on the bike. Now Leary.
What's going to be made of Manly's back line tonight? But their forward pack, and they laid the foundations.
Well, I was listening to Jordan Tallis talking about last weekend, and he was of the opinion that Manly's forwards actually got on top of Brisbane's forwards. And they're quite a revered pack. But Manly's forwards certainly haven't got too many raps, but there are people now certainly handing out some plaudits to the Manly 6. This is Luke. Got it away. Johnston. Down. Off Mateo, so loose head and feed will go with Souths.
Well, they need to...
Here it is.
Brett Finch spoke at half-time about the Rabbitohs halves. They have to try to bring Inglis into the game. Really contained him well tonight, the Manly team.
I was impressed, Joe, though, with the responsibility he took on in the first 40 minutes where they had no football and they'll find it very difficult to get out of their own end. He actually came up and took a lot of one-out runs to try and get into the game and take a bit of pressure off, and some of his carries were excellent, but they're not the carries that you want him to have in a game. You want him swooping around.
That's taking petrol out of his tank.
Yeah.
Here they go.
Linking up there and it's a one-on-one steal. Tafua on Walker. And Tafua, it might be a penalty there on Reynolds. Tafua was tackled by Walker, tried to get up. Now Cheekan. Along the line, and it finds Horrow eventually. Taken down on the halfway line. Listen to them. Leary. Here's Hassan. Up to the 30-metre line now. Deftly down into the corner, and it's Greg Inglis that takes the ball and gets back.
Well, that was freakish from Inglis. Any other player on the planet gets smashed there from Brett Stewart. Wow. Have a look at this. Catches the ball, in the last minute, the hit and spin, the evasion. What a player.
Sunday, we'll telecast from Hunter Stadium, the Newcastle side up against the Roosters.
Hopefully a big crowd there, Hunter Stadium.
Reynolds reefing one of these big kicks down towards Tafua, who chooses to let it bounce, and Stewart has the job of taking it back. Heading over towards Hiku's wing. Slow to play that ball, Brett Stewart. Don't think he's 100%. Then again, I don't suppose any of them are. Cheekan. He's been busy, hasn't he? You made the point he's going to West Tigers. He'll be handy for them. Cherry Evans grabbed by the collar and swung to the ground by Tom Burgess. Ballon. Inside the 40, I heard them call. Inglis. Getting the ball out the back there, and it's come down with Bryson Goodwin.
How good was that?
So he's really trying to get the kettle boiling here, Inglis. This is Sutton. We're under 14 minutes, and it's 22-2 in favour of Manly. Tom Burgess.
Steve Maddow back out in the field, yes.
Reynolds, did you think he'd have it any other way? Joe? George Burgess.
Just goes to show how tough he is, a broken, busted nose.
Keary, long to Sutton. Behind Gresmore to Inglis, then to Goodwin. Oh, Hiku! Almost, yeah, you're right. His opportunity to run 90 metres. And of course, Inglis was up in the line. And here it is. It hits Hiku, and he can't hang on.
He'd like to have that again, Peter.
This weekend, the NRL, of course, celebrating the Indigenous round, and the Rugby League has partnered with Recognise, the movement to recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the Australian Constitution. And you can find out more about Recognise and how to support. You go to recognise.org.au.
Who's your favourite Indigenous player of all time?
Well, this bloke goes a long way to taking the prize, but I've seen plenty of them. People like Larry Corral and company, you know.
I'm a bit biased. The zip man for me. Stephen Ella.
Just wait there for Adam.
Preston Campbell.
Preston Campbell, Artie Beetson, of course.
Well, he's the best.
He's got to be up somewhere in the honour roll, if not at the top. Sometimes we look past our current stars, though. And here they are, South, a couple of metres out from the line, losing the ball.
Oh, we spoke about Jamie Lyon in attack, but you also got to have vision in defence. And he sees this play unfolding before anybody else and comes off his centre and just hits low and hard on Grevsmore. Shoulder at the ball. Tremendous vision, anticipation. Just a class player, Jamie Lyon.
15,000 here. It could have taken, I guess, another couple of thousand.
Very few have left.
They seldom do here at Brookvale when they can smell success. But they're enjoying this ride, and I think everybody's enjoying the ride that Manly is giving us. Can they keep it going? Can they make it? Then there are the obvious detractors hoping they don't make it. It's Canberra for them next weekend in Canberra, so they can't take their eye off the ball, that's for sure. And then they've got the Sharks away, and they've got the Roosters at home. Here's Mateo. But this is the first hurdle. They knew that. They had to get this job done. And it looks like they're about to bank 2 points here against South tonight. They are the club that really there might be more focus on now about them not making top 4. So McQueen. Isaac, he's caught one there in running. And Stewart away, Inglis on, Johnston with it, taken by Foran. So a quick play of the ball, Glenn Stewart ran a decoy and Sutton shows it to Burgess. It's gone out to Goodwin, and he's taken by Hiku. It was an ordinary ball that he got, Bryson. Everything was open to the defender. Stewart's underneath this, takes it and goes straight to ground.
It was a pretty lacklustre set there. They've really played as well as they've been allowed to tonight. I know that, again, they haven't had much football, certainly in that first half, but Manly have just been in control all night and haven't had a bad player. The back line, they don't get to do anything unless the front 6 do their job, and they have. The bench has been excellent. Here's a chance now.
Oh, good work. Cherry Evans cut down.
It was really nice dummy half work here from Matt Ballon. He gets out of dummy half and draws in the defence and plays the short pass to Horro, then nice close support from Cherry Evans.
What are you doing, boys?
It was a play of the dummy half. So he gets out of dummy half and straightens up and just gets Burgess interested. Really top-class dummy half play there from Matt Ballon.
Teo leaving the field, Trebojevic on. Been good tonight again for Letty. And a handful. Is this man really? Mason. It's contract time.
Cherry Evans.
Tell me there's 10 clubs chasing him.
Trebojevic.
Cessnock go winners, Curry Bulldogs.
Ballon, Foran, Starling running hard. Oh, Stewart, he's just speculated there. The ball coming down eventually for Tafua, who played the ball 11 metres out from the line.
Dallas Cowboys.
Foran, Trebojevic, tied up by Stewart. 4 tries to nil and 22 to 2. Is it about to become greater than that? Starling. Stewart taking the legs. So Ballon. Cherry Evans puts a kick in. Jamie Lyon is after it, and it's grasped by Gray.
Got grounded by Souths.
So line drop out for Souths.
Oh, it's an amazing kick from Cherry Evans. Off balance. Finds the gap. And then beautiful touch. Gets the ball in the in goal. Just keep chipping away, man.
So Trebojevic on his way back from the line drop out from Reynolds. crowd. Slowly, some of them are heading for the exits, but most of them are wearing red and green. Mason slow to play it. Forward, taking it to the line. Starling. He's worked hard tonight. Josh Starling. Now they go back to the middle. Here's Ballon, and here's Trebojevic for two. Trebojevic gets a double. And I'm talking about Jake, not Tom.
Well, again, he can thank the dummy half here, Matt Ballon. The smart dummy halves, the good dummy halves, they realise when the markers aren't in the right place, and he just scoops down the right-hand side on the Harvey Norman replay. Goes a long way, draws the defenders. Grevsmull comes in. Bit of a gap between Burgess and Grevsmull, but he forces his own, Trebojevic. That's a double.
Well, what a night it's been for Jake Trebojevic. He'll remember game number 20. Up until tonight, he'd scored one try. And he's doubled or trebled that amount, actually. So he's got 3 beside his name now. A double tonight. And you've got a very good prospect here, Manly.
He got his first 2 weeks ago against the Warriors, and it was just a simple offload from one of his fellow forwards, Mateo. He only had to catch and put it down. But as Jamie Lyon converts, he's worked a bit harder to get his double tonight. He got the first of the evening.
As he walks back down towards the Fulton Menzies stand, and they stand in appreciation, Brett, sideline.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, young Jake Trebojevic. But Pete, not only did his brother get the double last week, Tom got the first and last try last week. And geez, at this stage, it looks like Jake's done the double as well. First try tonight, and with 4.5 minutes left, he's got the last try. There's his younger brother, Tom. Great young players and tremendous futures here at Manly.
Well, I hope his dad, John, may have had a flutter. He usually cooks the barbecue at junior footy tomorrow. There might be lobster tails on instead of sausages.
On your run, boys. Get behind it here.
Well, there were plenty of people wanted to tip Manly to win this game, but I don't know, in their wildest imagination, they would have been tipping a 28-2 victory. Might even get higher than that. We're under 5 minutes to go. 5 tries to nil. Keep in mind that Jamie's missed a couple. So the scoreline could have been much greater, and we've seen a couple of tries for Hiku. He's got 3, but he probably could have got 5.
You get the feeling they want to send the fans home with one more. Maybe not now.
The fans are already standing and applauding and basically having the time of their lives.
Just quickly, Rails, reading the Newcastle Herald during the week. They've got an initiative up there with their junior rugby league tomorrow, up to the under-12s. So when the players run on, the referee's going to not kick off until the players turn to the spectators, put their finger to their mouth in a shushing motion, and then they'll kick off. And if there's any yelling out that is untoward during the course of the game, the referee will stop the game again, and the kids will again put the finger up to tell the crowd to be quiet. And if our kids can't shame our adults to doing the right thing, we've got problems. So good luck with that up there tomorrow. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Hear, hear.
It's a shame it's needed, but a wonderful thing in response.
Well, let's hope the major offenders get the message.
Play on, Willie, Willie, Willie!
Interesting to see how it goes. This is Clark. Oh.
Bye, boys.
Trebojevic
Jamie, tighten up, not quick here.
penalised for hanging on in the tackle more so than probably any thought of a spear tackle. Burgess plays it, South attack the line. Sutton, so Goodwin. To Sutton, way for Inglis, back into Clark, and Trebojevic down low. He shoot from the crossbar there, and here's Stewart to Inglis. Inglis to Johnston, looking for the mandatory try. He breaks the tackle. Was he held? Was there a hand on him? Was the ball on the ground? The referee
Make sure
says
that
a
we
try.
clear the tackle, mate, that there's no tackle affected before he gets over the line.
It was a nice movement, but again, Manly got numbers across, and we're only going to have a look as to whether they've all dropped off Alex Johnson, who still maintains a fantastic strike scoring record. Now, if anyone is touching him when that ball is on the ground, this will be no try, but I don't know if we saw it. Well, gee, it's a quick decision. It's okay.
They've gone with Jared Sutton. They fancied that the tackle was broken by the attacker. So Alex Johnson puts another try beside his name.
It's Glenn Stewart's pet play on the Harvey Norman replay. He goes to the line and picks up Greg Inglis out the back to create the 2-on-1 on the outside. And then can't he score a try, Alex Johnson?
I think they got it absolutely right. 36 tries in 38 games for Alex Johnston. Adam Reynolds then from 25 out, a couple in, and 2.25 minutes remain in the game. And he's got this perfect. So Souths at least have got their try for the night. It's not a lot for their effort, but Manly has been absolutely dominating. They've consumed South Sydney with this incredible enthusiasm that they've found. That they've had injuries. This back line has been in tatters pretty much right through the year. They've got it back together again. Suddenly the forwards are playing accordingly. And there's a very good chance that they're not going to miss the finals.
What a tackle.
In 11 years, as it is that they've made the finals in the last decade every year.
Yeah, that's how he started the game, Trebojevic, and that's how he's going to finish. Lopping trees.
Sutton, Reynolds, Walker. Matai has got him tidied up inside the 40-metre line. Don't forget, Thursday night football starts the first of 4 weeks of it, coming up from Townsville next Thursday, reminding me that South Sydney have got a major appointment coming up next Thursday night against the number 2 side in the competition. Broncos and Dragons on the Friday. Tafua takes it cleanly. Glenn Stewart might have bumped his legs, but the referee applied some discretion. So play on the 20-metre line. Inside the last minute of play, Chikam. Starling. Hiku. 28-8. Cherry Evans driving it down towards Aaron Gray. Greg Inglis, Alex Johnston, Steve Maddai takes the leg. Walker, crowd about to take it out. So the dream continues here at Brookvale. They've won 13 of their last 16 games here. And as many people said they can't make the finals, there are just as many reversing their thoughts as Manly serve notice that they will be there in September. Not yet, but as I said, the dream continues. 28-8, the final score in favour of Manly. Stay with us. Next, we have the VB hard-earned man of the match, and then we'll take you north for another of these crucial Friday night clashes. It's the Broncos up against the Bulldogs.
Manly led 14-2 at half-time and scored another 14 in the second half. The 61st minute, Peter Hiku got his third try of the night after some excellent lead-up work on his inside once again. That was 22-2. And in the 74th minute, Jake Trebojevic got his second of the night, running onto a sweet pass from his dummy half, Matt Ballin. And then after conceding 28 straight points, South Sydney got their first four-pointer of the night with Alex Johnson loosening himself and three defenders close to the line. That was converted by Adam Reynolds to give us our 28-8 scoreline. And tonight's best is with Brett Finch.
Tonight's VB hard-earned man of the match is Manly front rower Jake Trebojevic. Fantastic team performance tonight, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Fishy. Yeah, it was a great performance by everyone. You know, we've really been working hard the last few weeks, and to come back here in Brookie and put a performance like that, it's pretty special, yeah.
The talk of the attack this week was outstanding. There's some great tries, and Peter Hickey got three, but the last 2 weeks the defence has been pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. You know, our attack was pretty first class tonight, but as you said, we're working really hard in defence, and everyone, there's a good attitude from everyone, and you know, it really showed tonight. It was really pleasing, yeah.
And last week the brother Tom got 2 tries. Tonight you got 2 tries. The front rower, they don't score too many.
No, it was pretty surprising, you know. He's been giving it to me that he scores more, but I got one back on him.
Well, mate, you've been outstanding. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, Fishy. Thanks.
All right, well, thank you there to Jake Trebojevic, the man of the match, a front rower getting 2 tries. Brett Finch, thank you for your efforts. Our VB hard-earned man of the match, Jake Trebojevic. Time now to take you to Brisbane, and here's the Broncos up against the Bulldogs.